everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. Thank you with your patience for the little hiccup early in the week. Hello, hello. Oh, I like the knife combined with the star emoji. That's funny. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody has been doing well and having a good week thus far. Just getting things. So I have some notes. I went through and I made notes on my choices. And then I made some notes on thoughts for upcoming playthrough. But it's a little hard because I don't know exactly what... Let's see. Memories. I don't know exactly... Oh yeah, now we get the more intense music. I don't know exactly which were sort of the important choices, besides I'm assuming. So like, when I was writing down ideas, they're sort of more like alternates for the stuff we've done. At least I want to get part 3s for different things. Number 1, I want to get the stranger. This time, I know how to... Let's not just sit and wait this time, but hello everybody. The 2 things I wanted to also talk... I want to do a few more thoughts before we start. Yeah, the 2 things I want to say after sort of sitting on it for a little bit. The one moment that I think has like stayed with me the most is just the sort of like, how does it go? The like liver, heart, lungs, nerves. That little bit. Oh yes, I hope you enjoyed the new emotes. I'm really, really happy with them. And there's one more as a stretch goal. Yeah, the like liver, heart. That one. Yeah, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, thank you. I think I could remember it if I liked it so much. But it's just such an effective moment. It's just like one of those pieces of sort of design work that's so genius, and just all these different parts come together. I guess it's not like ludonarrative resonant audio narrative harmony. Audio narrative harmony, I guess. But it just comes together so well. I don't know how else to like say it, but I was like, my friend who recommended the game to me hadn't only did like one main playthrough, because I really wanted, because they're interested in like storytelling and stuff, and that's something we often talk about, and I was like, you have to go back just for this, and get this princess specifically, just for this one little thing. And then my other thought I was just sort of sitting with is, normally I don't really like comparing games. I just sometimes I feel like I'm reticent to do it because it can be like a little unfair. I want it to like consider things for their own merits, and like bringing in the comparison all the time doesn't always feel fair. But Slay the Princess, they are inspired by Disco Elysium. Not that this is like comparison, for instance, but it's just something I was thinking about, because I remember after I finished Disco Elysium, I was just doing a lot of reading about the different versions, just tons of like background information, because I was so interested in it. I found some threads from people who had played like the original, because I played the later release version. And one comment I remember popping up a lot was, in the original version, there was some voice acting, but it wasn't fully voice acted, and that included the narrator. Or not the narrator, the voices. Excuse me. Obviously I have Slay the Princess in my mind right now. And then people who had played it later really didn't like how they handled the voices. Well, I don't know what the majority is, but the people who are commenting... excuse me. The people who were, yeah, the Disco Elysium director's cut. People weren't a fan. Oh yeah, it's cool side. When Disco first came out, I envisioned the skills having different voices. I can totally see that. But, because if you haven't played it, they're doing a similar voice type thing. except the voice actor, it's the same voice actor, similar to here, but he uses pretty much the same voice for all the skills. But it really works. It absolutely works. But so it's interesting to go here and to see this is, I wonder if this is what, and I've seen like sort of fan dubs. I've seen fan dubs where it's like completely different voices for the skills. And it's interesting to come here to see like sort of a different variation on that, where it is the same voice actor but doing the different voices, but it's still recognizably the same person. I was just sort of food for thought. And of course, I think the first time you play something, it's probably going to be the one that sticks with you the most, because like at the time that I was playing Disco, there was actually an update like in the middle of when I was playing it, where they sort of changed sort of the tone that some characters use. And then if we say like the final cut is like version 2.0, in the middle it went to like 3.0. And I like the 2.0. I like the 2.0 version at that point. So just sort of thinking about that, what it adds, just different choices. Can you say happy birthday? Yes! Happy birthday, Dario! Happy birthday! Hope you have a lovely day. Return to main menu. Okay, so we have to go new game. The hero and the princess. And the first thing I'm gonna do is make some saves here. Okay, so I do start
in the woods.
I don't think we need, but we need some backups in case we do end up going into the wrong way. But yeah, so the first thing we're gonna do is try and get the stranger.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, so we have to... It'll be good to hear some of these again as well.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't... Look. While I am nevertheless, and before causal, it's no unless... Does it?
Someone else do it.
Like I...
Do I get a reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
I get a reward? I don't remember. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I don't remember getting anything like that.
Of course I haven't. Why? I mean... Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Do I? Turn around
Seriously?
and leave.
You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Yes! I'm going to the stranger path. I'm just double checking everything again. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong.
Hi, hero.
Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm putting together a team.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Forever. Hi, Nexie. I don't care, I'm not killing a princess.
Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely ignores the bigger picture. Your task is to slay the princess, because she's terrible and she's really got it coming to her. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Thank you very much, Nagitona. Welcome. I really appreciate the support. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I can start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh, the reverse music. I restate my question. Has the sort of like reverse music effect ever been used for good?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Maybe.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh well. Okay, good. We made it. Now to...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Now to not mess this up. Yeah, the big wall. Hi, hello, and welcome. Yeah, and again, I'm really glad people are liking the new emotes. I really like the narrator. I want to say more about that, but not now. Again, I don't want to like go deep into like talking about disco stuff because I played disco quite blind, and that was really worked for me. But the one thing I like the sort of the role of the narrator a lot, and I like the hero. The hero I think is sort of filling in for sort of being a parallel to how volition works in disco, is sort of like the one that's always there for you. It's really interesting comparing how they work.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Tomorrow's stream, right? Yes, should be. Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Yeah, okay, contrarian. I don't think we heard too much. I'm trying to remember who we also had. I was like, oh no, we barely got to hear from you.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Yay!
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay. Well, I do want to actually go there this time. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Yes?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Maybe we'll stick with you.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Yeah, maybe we will go for no knife. Lead into the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
I can't remember now, is the parallax a new thing? Like moments like this, it's hard to imagine the game without it, because this is so effective. Yeah, these are like the different cabins. This just like really highlights exactly what they're trying to do with the patchwork here. Oh, it's always had the parallax. Okay. Parallax was in the original. Okay.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
There's an idea.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
Dealing with a stranger.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Oh my... This one rules.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
I like they called it geometry, because that's like it's pretty specific to games, isn't it?
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
I love banter.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Can I not... I want to throw the blade. But I'm gonna be a bit more proactive with the saves this time. I didn't want to use them too much because that would like sort of force me to live with the consequences. But just to make sure we actually run into new content. Hey, Contrarian, what do you have to say about the mirror?
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about the mirror, it might be important. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? So we're all in agreement then. We're looking.
Approach the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub it. It was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
We're gonna leave the blade. I need to look at it again in like was the perspective always a little off? I mean, really I want to toss the blade out the window. Maybe that's an option if I take it, but let's just enter the basement for now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once.
Oh.
An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Really like that description.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that?
What's that?
That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the harsh stairs to the left. Take the soft stairs to the right. Take the center. I don't really see these ones. I know where they're going. Like the sound of soft.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern you might slip or tumble or lose your way. But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
I'm punished. Choosing the safe option.
The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence.
I love this type of design in media, but the second they say non-Euclidean, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm waiting for non-Euclidean to pop up.
It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness. the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Hello, okay. I was worried we wouldn't get to meet with you.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Let's see that again. Lose sense of yourself. Feel yourself begin to untether. Assumption, betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. At the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as... That just sounds like... I'm not sure. What she has to say. I like this is again a nice change. The dark. With just her eyes highlighted and then the sort of like wobbling effect with them.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face.
Bit worried here.
She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange. So, why are you here?
Hello?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
Okay, the expression's a little different.
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
We put her back? They're back together?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
Well, you didn't actually meet her last time.
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality.
I'm seeing double here.
But what's done is done, isn't it?
I'm seeing double here. No! I should have done that. Oh, that would have been so perfect. I love that line from Simpsons.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but
I'm the only one down here, so if you need anything, I'll do my best.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
There's 3 of them. Oh, their hands are different.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I, which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Leave her in the basement, retrieve the blade. I mean... I feel like it's still worth it to ask. Being down here was weird. Like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me?
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
I guess we can... Oh. They're both being highlighted. Or all 3 of them, I should say. Oh, interesting. Okay, you gotta click this. So it's... Oh, explore some more? What's your name?
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
Princess. You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Okay, that one didn't give anything more. I'm sure we can spawn a few more. Although if we spawn, I don't know how much the system can handle. Well, I guess if it can handle like infinite staircases, it can probably handle a few more princesses without crashing. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here?
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Oh, don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her.
This rules.
Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Even Contrarian is afraid.
Wait, That's not right.
Is it not?
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Oh, we do have the knife and the cursor.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Hello. Got one of you, and I lost the knife.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others,
they just don't fit. They just don't fit.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
I was thinking about this as well. I mean, I like art, I like drawing. I don't particularly like horror, so it's always... I don't know how you come up... I guess it's just like, because horror is so foreign to me in some respects. How do you come up with some of this imagery? This is the princess that's changed the most throughout different early access builds of the game. Previous builds were more straightforward body horror. But all the games you like get body horror. Not by my choice. Notice no laser eyes emote. That one's gonna have to be a stretch goal.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
Can I?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Well done. Well done, Contrary.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Nothing. It's going to be okay. Oh. Yeah. The illusion of choice. Erline God, thank you. It's actually about membership, not money, but thank you. It's your 20th super chat. Thank you very much. I'm at the, sorry, I have a diversion a little bit. Just because I didn't know this until I started doing it. Because I actually have some more emotes commissioned as well, but, as you get more members, then you start needing, more and more members per each emote. Don't have a congratulations. I have some fun ones. But, again, I'm still open for suggestions, because this is what membership's for. I want to be able to give back. Right on. Thank you. I know, but then it made me think. I was thinking about how then I see people with like tons and tons of emotes, and suddenly I realize like how many members they must have to be able to afford all of these. Because like at a certain part you start needing like hundreds of people per slot. The one I think animated emotes are. Oh, my Fray Dog's on the list. I think animated emotes can be a little overwhelming. I don't mind that YouTube doesn't have them, but sometimes I'd like to jamming out emote. Yeah, they're not like this one. It's really good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad everybody likes them. Okay. Sorry for the diversion. For people who are here for Slay the Princess, I'm just super happy that people like them. I wonder if there's a part 3 here.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
It is. What are we supposed to do now?
Yeah, I want to hear from Contrarian.
Right. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
With what Erlang God said, something about the Contrarian can I guess too much of a good thing? Not yet, not yet. Don't want to answer that. But the too much, I can see that with a Contrarian. But I do like that sort of payoff. It's like I didn't know my actions had consequences.
There's something. No. Don't do that.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels. I don't know.
Approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in the place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. I do want to re-listen to these. I think I'm gonna have a better sense of them now. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Oh, I guess I was also sort of thinking about the sort of sort of final answer I got from the end. Or I guess it's meant to be at the end, and I felt like at that point I didn't feel like ready to make a choice. So I'm actually quite glad we sort of got this looping end, because I was just trying to put into thoughts that sort of big question. What I got from it was do you want death to keep existing, for instance? Which is, as we know, it is sort of a necessary fact of life. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to word this. I think we live in a world where that's the only ending, and it's sort of framed as you can't sort of break this cycle. It just is a fact, and change and growth is important, but on the other hand, the grief is probably the most difficult emotion I've ever felt. And we don't know what it's like to not have that as part of you, and also the fear of death, the fear of grief, the fear of death is so overwhelming. But we don't know what a life without it could be. And so there was just a sort of feeling I was getting from the dialogue options that lent on. And I don't know if it's like if there's any sort of good ending, but it's like going into conflict with her seemed to be where it was leading, and at the same time I'm like, I can't fault anyone. Oh, Dylan, thank you very much. Is the little pop-up not happening? Thank you. Yeah, I had my notes window up. I don't think the like alert is happening in the corner. I'll see what's up with that. But thank you very much. I've seen one other playthrough that got to the ending the first time. They felt the same way, not feeling ready to make a choice. No, well, I want to see. I mean, part of this is we're gathering information, and I felt like at the end, I don't really know what I'm saying at this point. I didn't really have the conviction for making those things. And the more I sit with it, I can't fault the idea of wanting to destroy death at some point when you've just sort of have sat there experiencing what could be. And I want to say like one of the worst things I've ever felt and still feel, and it's one thing that stays with you, and then just the fear of it is so all-encompassing as well. I think the quote Doctor Who, it's like, it's not the day they die that's the worst day, it's all the days they stay dead. And I want to hear what we have to say now. Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I don't remember what I asked here before, but I will say I'm a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Yeah, okay. Certainly, it's nice to come back to this. Certainly, I think nobody will sort of get what's being said here, but I feel like it's possible to sort of write. I was like, I'm looking forward to when we come back to it, because to see what does make sense. Because I think it is sort of possible to write this exposition-y dialogue and have it not actually mean anything in the end, but I'm glad it all does amount to something. The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart.
What? Why are you sorry?
Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Is the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Oh. Hello, leader of the SOS Dan. Ahi Suzumiya. Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
It's a weird vessel as the first one. Yeah, it's interesting. I was going back. Imagine starting and you get this. I felt like the tower was a lot at the beginning. I mean, I don't know if there's any of them that wouldn't be wild. Maybe the witch wouldn't be as big, but I was sort of overwhelmed by the tower, and there's a little bit in the tower where she like starts speaking through the narrator, like she recognizes the narrator, starts speaking through the narrator. My sort of feeling at that time was like, did I get one that has too much in it for my first one because I'm a bit overwhelmed? You know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
You know about the worlds beyond this place.
I know only that they are.
I do like about the writing these questions. They are like, I feel like questions. They are questions I would ask as a new player. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
You know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? Oh, hi, okay, son. Have a nice day at work.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Which will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Let it be. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oh! Got me. Everything goes dark, and you die. Rich and vibrant heart, bring the stranger to her.
You're on a path in...
So I think, speaking of the tower, we're gonna... I'm just looking at what I wrote down. I was gonna do a variation on... that. That was my vibe. That was what I wrote down. Or like, I wrote down sort of notes on like what I did to get the tower and then some notes of some other stuff we can do.
You're here to slay.
Okay. Need to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. She will lie. We're not gonna go. Ignore him.
Lead into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Yeah, in the... I liked how in the Stranger, the table, the perspective was all wrong.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
But it was wrong in the way of like, you're trying to do it right. You know you want to draw in perspective, but you haven't really learned it yet. You don't know your horizon lines. It's just not... So it just comes sort of off kilter. The blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement. Let's see if we can get something different
The
here.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you.
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Maybe. Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her.
This... Excuse me. That slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Running gag was a VA's ad-lib. I love trivia like that.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Well, yeah, because I mean, people said that it was the Magnus Archives narrator who voiced it, and then I was looking him up a bit. I didn't know he wrote it as well.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Yeah, so this is where the hero has a comment, I think a bit later, like we hesitated too much. So we're just gonna go for Play the Princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Hey. Nagitana, thank you, no worries. Feel resolve. Yeah, I was still doubting. Okay.
Holy shit, that hurts!
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Full footing. Still the
Your blade
chance.
slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Do this. Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Excuse me?
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
Oopsie daisy.
The two of you fall to the floor.
Did I just get the witch again?
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The adversary. Okay, this is new.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Are we rivals now?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Gonna have to earn each other's respect. Okay, who's who's our friend this time?
A terrible sense of...
If he doesn't remember what happened, you know I can hear you.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
I stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it...
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very...
Let's say if you're back here, we did our best with the and yet you still died, didn't you?
So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters.
This makes me want, I don't know, maybe are there more games that have sort of done the like multiple voice type of thing? Is that something that gets brought forward from... Oh, there's something that like a demo just came out for I guess we're just gonna call them like disco likes now, but like a time loop, time of one. I don't know if that has like the different voices, but it's such a good like way of storytelling, and I'm like, if this just keeps being brought as sort of one of those mechanics that just sort of continues throughout the ages. Just as we were meeting a new voice, I was thinking, it's a Disco Elysium fanfic. People rather like creating skill sets and different voices for different characters. Oh, Reverse 1999 has 2 narrators breaking the 4th wall between chapters. Oh, you know just how to tempt me.
I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
And like having them play off of each other is so fun. Let's talk about this princess. Let's hear more from
Just be
Mr.
quick
Stubborn.
about it.
Oh, now I say Mr. Stubborn. Now I'm like thinking of them all as Mr. Men. I feel like Umi and Echo kind of asked. That's a marriage level commitment for a game. Oh, don't worry. Me and Umi and Echo go way back.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
All she did last time was beat me to death.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
I have like an ice pack that's Mr. Bump.
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told... Look. Oh. I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just... What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Lead to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Oh, we need to set up the... Not to go too deep into Umineko, but was it Ep4? The boxing match from Ep4. All we gotta do is set it up like that, then we can win.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
He's into the cabin. Getting like a boxing ring. Coliseum.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving. The blade is your implement.
I think let's check out the mirror.
That's because there isn't. You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
You're not into the mirror.
I care less about that and more. I'm not lying.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous. So focus.
Take a look at the mirror.
Walk up to the wall. This really. You reach forward and rub, but it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. So all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
I think we're gonna have to take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Sulfuric, are we gonna be like volcano-y?
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally! It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
I like that he's like, oh, this voice is pretty cool, and now he's over it.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Hey, not a whole lot of room to maneuver. I haven't played Baldur's Gate. Is this Karlach?
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I hope you heard all of that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time. The last time definitely happened. I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye. Oh, that's interesting. Let me grab one of these. Thank you for many slots. I'm interested. I am interested. Okay, we are gonna explore here. But there is something funny about just leaving her at this point. Anyway, Mr. Narrator, what do you think?
Okay, fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
You look different.
You look exactly the same.
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
I do. I wanna explore for now. But I wonder if we have an advantage with Stubborn here, who knows a bit about fighting. Well, hopefully it could just be like contrarian, where when push comes to shove. Not very certain. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have to have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
now it's attack the princess and not... Was it slay the princess before? I think it's attack. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet.
And why not? You decided what to do with me quickly enough last time. Are you scared I'm going to kill you again? Maybe you're worried I'll put you down for good this time. If you want to talk, I guess I can talk. But you should come a little closer first.
Step closer. Yeah, well, what could go wrong?
Blade held tight in your hand, you take a cautious step towards the princess. You stop a few feet short of her reach, her chains taut as she stares down at you.
I'm sure all the princesses have fan art, but for the amount of fan art, I'm sure this one is up there.
She's a lot bigger than I thought she was. Why do you sound so scared? We can take her.
Well, what do you want? Because every second we waste talking is a second we could spend killing each other instead.
I like that. There's the sharp teeth. Here we have attack the princess, turn around and leave, remain silent. Why do you want us to kill each other?
Why wouldn't I want that? Why don't you want that? It felt good last time. It felt right. And it makes sense.
Yeah, can't we just, I don't know, spar a little? Maybe there's a compromise where we can all get what we want. Nobody has to die, and the world doesn't have to end.
Sparring? That's just play fighting. It isn't real. What's real is when my flesh splits open. What's real is when you keep getting up until your legs can't hold you. What's real are the things we do to each other when the only options left are winning and dying. That is the only thing I'm interested in.
I do think we want to attack, but see where this all leads, but let's explore. If all you want to do is fight me, does that mean you won't end the world?
The world? If there's a world, I haven't seen it. There's you, and there's me, and there's the ground beneath our feet. Why would I care about ending something I've never seen?
Don't you want to be free?
Free?
The princess glances down at her chains.
Oh, you mean these? They're just metal. They're nothing.
She steps forward, her bindings creaking under the pressure of her strength. And then they snap. It was only a matter of time, but she's loose. Dear Lord, what do we do? You took the blade. How about you use it? Exactly. We do exactly what I've been telling you to do since the second we got here. We fight her, we kill her, we win.
I was thinking because the other one, I guess she's bigger in this one, so she can't just slip her hand out. I'm surprised she didn't do that earlier.
What? Did you think you were safe standing right outside my grasp? The only reason I haven't drawn blood is because I want to make sure that your heart is in it. I don't like fighting someone with a weak spirit. But go ahead. Keep trying my patience.
What happened after you died?
I woke up. Didn't you?
You're different.
I know. You already told me.
You don't have any wounds.
You don't either.
The basement is different.
I like it. It's so cramped. Like the only way out of here is through each other.
Or we could just walk single file out of here.
That's right, not everything has to be so violent.
That's pathetic. I would never do that, and I hate that you even suggested it.
I love the description of single file. Doesn't any of this bother you? don't you care about what you are?
Ugh, I care, okay? I guess I just care differently than you. When I saw you come back down here, I thought you would understand. I thought that we would want the same thing. But all you've done is ask me annoying little questions. It's like you don't even want to enjoy being alive.
Well, my reason for being is content.
Oh, I wish you could hear me right now. I want to enjoy being alive. I want to fight.
Leave it at that. Silent. I do want to get a part 3, assuming there is one. So we'll save in a moment, but we have to figure out why we're here.
We don't. Because I know why we're here. We're here to kill each other.
We're here to kill each other? It sounds like she doesn't care if she dies here. Maybe we can use that to our advantage.
How boring. I'm not interested in watching you try and outwit her. I'm interested in overpowering her. We shouldn't need to use any dirty little tricks to win.
I am so curious about what would happen if we just left. It does feel like wonder. It's so interesting because like my thought process is so different. Like between episode 1 and 2, I was so wondering about what it takes to get from part 1 to part 2, and now I'm like, now there's part 3s. There's so many ways this could split off. Whether we end it here, we reach a conclusion here, or are there different part 3s? We'll see what we get. I don't mean why are we here existentially, I mean quite literally, why are you in this basement? Who sent me here to kill you? Why me? Why you? There are answers out there, and we need to find them.
And then what? I'm still going to want to coat these walls in our blood. I know what I am. I don't need answers.
You're put down here for a reason. I was sent to kill you for a reason. Don't you care what that reason is?
I don't need to care, because I already know what I am. I've already found my purpose.
The princess flashes a sinister grin.
You.
Does she mean her purpose is killing us?
No, she means fighting us. She means both of us getting stronger through sheer pain and will, the fear of death no longer able to hold us back. Just start stabbing her already. I'm sick of all this anticipation. We're ready.
Hey, attack. Or you can leave. Maybe we'll save one for later so we can see the turn and leave. I'm already like, are we gonna have to do a tier list at the end of for the princesses? Fine. If you want to fight, I'll give you a fight.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood.
There. That was a little easier. Oh, there's an official call from the devs to rate the different princesses. I don't want to see that now. I don't want to see that now because I haven't met everybody, but I can imagine. We'll have to see if there's what a part 3 brings.
But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win.
We need to win.
She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
What does Stubborn want?
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Bait and Oh, strategy time. Bait an opening and outmaneuver her. Strike at her heart dead on. Run. Don't let her get into her head. She's huge. Get through. Like, part of me leans to go with the hero. Always has our back, but there is something fun about going with the Stubborn here. Try to get her heart head on.
That's your plan, then. That's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
I don't think this is long enough to get through, but sure. Oops. Keep pushing.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
Why I do? I do.
Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
Let's make her worse.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here.
Yes, the fate of the world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight. The only thing that matters is getting stronger. And the only way to get stronger is to win, even if it takes us forever to get there.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee.
Stubborn is not afraid of grinding.
It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact.
We're fine.
But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours.
This is fine.
Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor.
I said we're fine.
This is fine.
I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened. You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it. It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
She gives it back.
She tosses it at your feet.
We can ask a bit more. That doesn't mean we're immortal. Were you being metaphorical when you said that nothing exists outside of us? There's more to the world than just this cabin. I saw trees and everything on my way here.
I meant that nothing else matters. It's hard to describe. It's just a feeling. That it's just us. That when we hurt each other, we're alive. And when that happens, everything else is gone. You feel it too, right?
Yes, the two of us are a chorus of notes building on the top of each other forever. The song we write in our blood will be the most beautiful music ever written.
Great. It seems like both you and the princess have bought into some sort of shared delusion. Just make sure that whatever you're using for that song written in blood is mostly hers. I'm sorry, are you crying? Is she crying? Are you two not?
That was some goddamn poetry!
I'm ready whenever you are.
Pick up the blade and attack her again.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow. Wait, does that mean we're dead? Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Get up.
Wait, no, that can't be right. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
Ha! I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No!
So it did sound a bit worried there.
Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we? I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
What? I feel like this might not even lead to a part 3 because we're just stuck here.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again.
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that? All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart. Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Love the banter. Wait, we're close to untethering. What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. I shouldn't have said that. But you did say it, so it means something.
Oh, stop bickering over nothing. Our destiny is right in front of us. Pick up the blade and go to her.
Okay, fine. That is what I meant by untethering. Do you hear him rambling on about destiny? He's lost the thread, and if you lose the thread, you won't be able to save the world.
Oh. Losing the oh, that's good. Lost the thread.
And what is that supposed to mean? I don't have to answer that, and I'm not going to answer that. Why the bloody hell not? Because right now, there's still a razor-thin chance that you're able to get your act together. There are patterns of thought out there that beg to be finished, but once you finish them, that's it. They change everything. There's no going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one of those thoughts.
No going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one. Oh, okay.
What?
Princess can't. Oh. Okay, we have the princess can't die. You mean like the princess can't die, don't you? Well, it's too late for that. think we've all thought that one. I'm not going to say the princess can't die. I'm not even going to think it. Lie, the princess can't die. What? Just lie. Lie about the die. They're all interesting here though. Lie. Okay. This is different. Princess can't. Or wait, the princess can die. Didn't you even? Right, read that. The princess can die.
But you did think it, didn't you? I tried, you know.
That which cannot
I tried
die.
very hard to make this work. I don't like that resignation. Are you sure we can't just unthink it? Yes, like I said, I'm afraid some thoughts can't be unthought. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pour myself a stiff drink. If I'm going to see the end of everything, I'd rather not be sober.
So I was right. Why are all of you so glum? This is perfect, isn't it? We get to experience greatness and battle and triumph forever.
But I think it was the stubborn one who said, your destiny awaits, right? No, hold on. There has to be another way. What if we just leave her down here? What if we run away? What if we convince her not to end the world? You can't reason with her. Ending the world is her fundamental nature. It's not a decision she can flip on and off. It is her. And what exactly can't we leave her down here? Because all it would do is stall the inevitable.
Gives you time to make another plan.
And what's wrong with stalling? Oh, there's plenty wrong with stalling. The end is still the end, and I'd rather face mine head on. Oh, you mopey ass. Why did you even ask us to slay her if it was going to end like this? Because it didn't have to end like this. If you don't mind, I'd rather not spend everyone's last moments arguing with you.
I do mind. I want that.
It's time.
Yes, I suppose it is. If we fight her forever, then maybe she can't end the world. Maybe everything can still work out. I guess we'll just have to see how things play out.
Don't you get it? You don't have to shuffle your feet. What comes next is going to last forever.
Round and round we go. Join your adversary.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
And again. Get up.
Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More.
Slay the princess.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Isn't it? He doesn't answer the voice. He'll never answer. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Now look what we've done.
Did we do this?
At least both are having fun. Another part 3 dodged. I want Would you mind if I go and try some other options, chat? I really do like that. That was fitting though for it. Maybe we should go through this part though, so we get the Chivo. And then I want to see some of the other options. The new game, we can do whatever. Okay, that was my feeling. Make sure to ask Shifty about this vessel. Exactly, that's what I was gonna do. Let's have some fun. I want to try the runaway. I do want to see. Let's not break it.
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
You sure about that? The princess stumbles, and her body slumps.
I feel so tired.
Bye! You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that mirror.
Let's just see the mirror. Approach the mirror.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Is this one loaded again? Yeah. Grown. That's the thing I was unsure about. Is it... Do those reflections reflect what the princesses we've seen, or do you always get them in this specific order? Because like you've grown, I think we got it. Where did we get it? What was the second one I did before? I don't remember exactly. But like, yeah, the princess was bigger as well. See, to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Your reflection's always in the same order, I see.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
The thing I noticed as I went through the game the first time is the achievements for your body matches the stages of decomposition. Oh. Makes sense.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
I want to hear these. But we also want to... Yeah, let's hear these. You're the same being as you were before. How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Oh, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Perhaps we'll do this all again. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
And you have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met, Kyo.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I really like this piece of dialogue. But, yeah, do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a bold heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
To grow. You want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Oh yeah, this line.
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
These few lines too are really good. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but they are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, but they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Oh, this one.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
More vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Need to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Oh. Gonna get me every time. The other day I got... My sister put toast in the toaster and I didn't notice. I was in that part of the kitchen and the toast popped up. And that jump scared me. Yeah, a bold heart. Bring the adversary to her.
You're on a path.
Oh no, oops. That was save, wasn't it? I wanted to load. Well, we can keep going this one. We can do the exploring. We can do this quickly. Because I got the achievement. No, sometimes I browse Steam, or like I'm checking a Steam community for like a bug fix or something, and there's always people, like if a game want to do the runaway, and there's also sort of the option for tricking. Anyway, there's sometimes people that like pop up into the forums and are like, I won't play this game unless it has achievements. That's what Voice of the Stubborn is.
Okay, for all
Do these...
Who says I want to be free? Yeah,
okay, hold on. Did you hear?
but you...
Never mind. There is. Hear that? No. You're big. I am fine.
What is there? Don't you...
Couldn't have.
And why, if you want...
Turn around and leave. Okay, let's just find out. You have to step closer. Let's just step closer, then the turn around and leave.
You stop. Jeez.
Why do you sound so scared?
Well,
We'll get through all the dialogue, and then we'll see, because there's the option to, like, try tricking versus the going right for the stab, so we'll try that.
The princess glanced.
Yeah,
if you're
okay,
talking
she'll
about the
snap them.
But then they
It's so cool.
You took the blade.
Exactly.
what? Did you? But go.
I don't have any wounds. Single file. Leave it at that. You do that. Wait, I keep forgetting it's right click. Turn around and leave.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
That's fair.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the thundering footfalls of the princess rushing you down.
That's fair.
Let's get out of here, quick.
Turn around and fight her. It's the only way out of this.
Abscond. Run away!
You get a chance to run for the stairs before the princess, loose from her chains, barrels into you and smashes your body to pieces against the wall.
The pieces.
You shouldn't have let her break out of her bindings. Why didn't you listen to me? It doesn't matter, because everything goes dark and you die. Great job.
No, come on. We can't be dead. We didn't even get a chance to fight her.
Dead is dead, but maybe you'll have better luck next time.
The fury.
You're on a path
Oh.
in the woods, and at the end of that path,
All right. Change of plans. No more hesitation. No more dying. We're taking the fight straight to her.
I think our definition of, like, forest is a little loose here.
If we had a chance against her, we already missed it, didn't we? She got stronger, and we stayed the same.
I'm broken.
we've seen her bleed. Whatever she is, she started out mortal, which means she probably is still mortal, which means we can win. We just didn't take things seriously enough last time.
If that's what you want, then fine. Enjoy being beaten to death again and again and again.
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
That's a good point. Everything here is a little off.
You think?
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
No part 3? Part 4? Feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
It feels like you're being pulled in 100 different directions because we've been beaten to death twice.
I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
If we hit this point of no return you mentioned, then what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? If the end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there, if there even is a there.
It doesn't matter because we're going to win.
Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Yeah, this is fine. You can leave again. No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through. See to the cabin. Oh.
Good.
Ew.
We're all on the same page.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
That's it? No final words of advice?
I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
I've complained, like, in Fallout, there's just, like, certain kinds of level design that makes me really uneasy. One thing is, like, super industrial. I think in terms of, like, a 3D game, just industrial noises in the background I find really easy to unnerve me. The worst of all is just, like, flesh horror. I don't think I've ever really played in a 3D game. Oh, there's some kind of stuff in, like, some old 3D platformers, actually. This is a kind of the... This is worse than, like, the, like, Endless Void.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible.
Thanks.
It doesn't matter.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's make a save here. So I don't know about taking the blade here. Given how tall the door is, I guess the doorway. I'm not sure a tiny little blade is gonna be useful. That mirror again, this time it's blocking the door.
A mirror? There is no mirror.
We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening.
I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if...
What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost him, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent.
We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Smash
You
it.
bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness.
What do we have?
The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains.
I
If the
want
princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
like, I'm scared what I'm gonna see here, cause like, I was hoping for more like a bigger Karlach, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get more of like an Akira.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned after denying me the salvation of combat? Are you here to gloat? Are you here to mock what I've become? Do you think that if you let me kill you enough times, I'll suddenly soften and repent for sins that live solely in your head? Well, we've tried that, haven't we? Now come down and see what your refusal has done to me. See how much you can bear to witness the consequences of your actions.
It cuts both ways. We've both hurt each other.
Down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Oh, Colossal Titan, that's fine. Colossal Titan is fine.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Honestly, the design is awesome.
She's been hollowed out. Just like us.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
She's only trying to connect with us. Wouldn't you want to dig for a spark once you lost it? To try to reignite something, even if it hurts?
I already took the knife. I feel like we've made our intentions clear with that, and she's not gonna like it. Let her end you, I'm going to end you. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for what I did to you.
If you're sorry, then you'll stand and fight. I don't want a sniveling coward. I want to squeeze the life out of a ferocious heart.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
This is the only way it could have gone, really.
Oh, you are just insufferable, aren't you? Come on, we're better than this.
She's got nails in her. That's our stuff. Right, that it... not a fan of organs being thrown everywhere, but I think I'm going to keep That's Our Stuff in her back pocket. I think it'll be useful for future situations.
So, are we dead?
Doesn't look very happy about it.
No.
Don't think that I'll allow you death here. I've made that mistake before. No, you will suffer until you see in me what I have seen in you.
Him to die. What am I supposed to see?
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth.
Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place. Our metaphorical mouth.
Oh, I didn't leave you a mouth, did I?
And I have no mouth and I must scream. Can I have a back, please?
It's better that way. Words get us nowhere.
Okay.
They aren't music. They aren't dance. They aren't feeling.
Your eye, held far outside your skull by a thin stalk of nerves and viscera, stares back at her in unblinking silence.
Like that.
Let's see what meaning we can find together. Let's see what we're made of.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules. The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells, and each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms.
Where are you going with this, narrator?
One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I think so.
Yes? I think.
How about the other voices?
Then 2 are peeled away. Then 4.
This is nothing. Nothing.
8. 16. 32.
Whatever she does to us, we shouldn't hate her. She's been hurt so badly.
Is this gonna be like a ship of Theseus type of thing?
128. 256. 512.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
1024. 2048. 4096. 8192.
I feel small. Smaller than before.
16,384. 32,768. 65,536.
You can't just count us into oblivion.
131,072. 262,144. 524,288. What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher?
Nothing. Just like nothing's happening now.
But something is happening now. Something in us is liquefying. Something that started small but that keeps getting bigger.
I don't like this.
1,048,000. The hundreds don't matter anymore.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
2,096,000. 4,192,000. 8,384,000. I don't like this waiting.
Waiting for something to happen. But it's taking so long.
16,768,000. 33,536,000. 67,072,000. Your eyes are useless. 134 million. The thousands don't matter anymore. Your blood begins to go places it shouldn't.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
There's the pain. I can feel it now. But we can handle this. We can't let her win.
Where do we go from this?
Fighting the pain is just the same as wallowing in it. This doesn't have to be something where you win or lose. You just have to accept it. Listen.
268 million. We don't need to count anymore. Your lungs fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you.
Doesn't matter, because we're still alive.
You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed. A square you, a round you, a you with too many legs, a you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it, pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist. What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop.
You means we exist. There has to still be a way for us to win. Otherwise this would be pointless, and all this torture would be for nothing.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is for nothing. And do you have any ideas, Stubborn? Like where do we even start?
You're right about one thing. It is torture. But it isn't pointless. The whole point is that it's torture.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
The ball is unraveled into the shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
It's okay to let go.
Can't look at it.
Then I'm letting go.
Yes.
You are stretched into a line 12 feet long, then 24, then 48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2, 4, 8.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
16, 32.
Getting the thorn first, I think did not right for my expectations of where these part 3s can go. Oh, Stubborn.
64.
No.
128.
I'm still here.
You are stretched and stretched and stretched until you are longer than the world itself. You wrap around it again and again and again. A tense line of microcosmic tissue held together by forces that are far too weak for the task they have been given.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I'm going to stick around. As long as you need me to.
Thanks, Broken.
And then the forces disappear. The bonds holding your cells together break. You are 30 trillion little pieces, all of them separate, and all of them falling.
I did not expect this to get worse than the nightmare. Exactly, I was like, this feels like the peak of horror.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
You sit in these 30 trillion places, each second passing in each of them before you arrive at the next. Each second passing as 1 million years. And so, you wait.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Butters. This got really dark since last time. So I said the thorn. I don't think there was any fixing this.
And then all at once there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate pieces that once were you fall dutifully back into place. You
Okay.
are whole again, and in your body, the body you had before all of this happened, and the princess sits against the wall, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen and disappointed.
Hey,
You left me, and there's nothing I can do to bring you back.
She's just like us. A piece of her is missing.
and leave. Not gone. Right here.
So you are. And yet I still feel so alone.
Talk about this? Kind of like both these options. At some point you have to open your eyes and see the rest of the world. You have to see the world outside of us.
There is no world outside of us. And there is no us.
There's more to life than violence and pain. It can be more than that if you want.
How? Violence and pain are all I've known.
To learn. Up to you.
Then here I stay.
What were you hoping to accomplish with all of that?
I don't know. I just wanted something back. Something that was missing. I don't really know what it is. I just know that it's still gone.
Looking at us now, you seem so off. It's like you're a completely different person than you were when you started pulling me apart.
Different. I am, yes. We were doing all that for such a long time. I'm tired now.
Get the chance to slay the princess. I'm going to go now. I don't like any of these. Want me to end it? With that, giving you the choice to move on by leaving? Or do you want it to end? I think I'm going to go now.
Alone?
Want me to? I was hoping you'd come with me.
After everything I've done to you, is that really an option?
Give her your hand.
Are you serious? You're just offering her your hand? You cross the room towards the princess, extending your hand to her. Her eyes, deep wells of buried sorrow, meet yours for a moment. You despicable fiend.
I like this as a... I wasn't sure this was gonna go this way. I was just gonna end back there as we were being torn apart, but I do like this as a sort of... Yeah, they really are... It's a parallel to like how the witch and the thorn ends up going. It's both about breaking the silence. I mean, we have to see where this goes, but like breaking the silence, asking for forgiveness. I think the witch and the thorn... In a way, it's what's more fairy tale compared to this.
Then she takes your hand in hers. You're going to end the world, don't you get it? I can't let that happen. I can't let you leave. I have to...
You can't stop us. We've been through enough. You don't scare us.
Oh, look at... She make us like us? I was like thinking she's... Wasn't she giant? Or make us like her. But maybe we look like this now too. Oh.
Fine. You and the princess climb the stairs out of the basement together. In silence.
It's okay. We're almost there. I'm tired. I know.
And then you cross the upstairs of the cabin to the door, which you open. And then you step outside and into the ruins of the world you left.
Now we look small.
Behind. He's gone too. It's just the three of us now.
Is this the world? It's so cold.
You don't get the chance to respond. Nor will you ever. Time to leave. Memory returns. Hi, David. That was good. I was like squinting. I was squinting through a lot of the end just because like body horror is particular. Just not just body horror, but like the very specific like fleshy, awful horror. I don't like. Yeah, I saw some people mention that this one got a glow up. One of the biggest glow ups of the Pristine cut. Before this, the route ended basically as soon as she unwound you the first time. No, it's certainly like you could. I wonder if you could end it there with certain choices, but that's totally where I was expecting it to end. So it was quite pleasant to see it continue, and her design was fantastic.
So the world's gone, and she's gone with it.
A new beginning with a scorned adversary.
There's only one thing left for you to do here. You need to look at yourself. Whatever you see, it's going to be okay.
Going to be okay. Approach the mirror. You can also enter Fury from Tower. Interesting. No, I wanna. Also, there's tons of endings depending on your actions in Chapter 2. I wanna see, because I have that save in the adversary. I want to see where else it goes. I like the ending. I wanted to get to another part 3, but I did also like this sort of trapped in combat forever. It's what she wanted, and also what that means. I like this sort of where the stubborn just lost the plot, literally. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. See to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Well, it's really good. I like seeing it at all these different angles. I mean, not just sort of like the crown with the nails, we also get the sort of like imagery again with like the dissection with the nails, holding the heart. Okay, I want to ask first, do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There's passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart.
Weathered heart.
Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Thing you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me.
Maybe
With the
ask this
vessels
one.
you choose to bring me, eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
I feel like I'll have to repeat it every time I get here. This track is really good. Okay, we've done the pasties. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've heard them.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture. I would be alone and without sensation.
Yeah, we've done these. Yeah, how many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. You will.
Oh right, yeah, because we asked the questions before. Ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Weathered heart, bring the fury to her.
You're on a path.
Okay, a save. Top princess I'd really have to sit on that. I still like the ghost. Was that the specter? I really like the adversary. I like the thorn. I liked who we just got. I want to go back to the tower at some point. Just because that's when I feel like I will get a better feeling about, now that I have more context. Speaking of the specter, what my thought was is when I remember getting her, we just go straight for the killing, and then you get the option to check for the blade, check the pulse. It kind of stood out. I want to see where that goes. Yeah, so we just got this. Okay, here we go.
You make your way.
Lead to the cabin. Take the blade. Enter the basement.
The door to the base.
Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Hi.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
So this is just go right for it, right? Feel your nerves.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that night
yep.
so, you should just...
She's unarmed.
Slay the princess. Drop the blade isn't. Yeah, I was going through all these again, and I was like anything could lead to something, or it could not be. But here we go. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course not. That was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
The blade. Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one.
I was gonna say, are you sure you want to get that? Do the wrist.
We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Hello.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Blade of her own. I prefer the adversary's teeth.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It feels like this could lead. Let's see. Do we? Oh, the razor.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Who do we have with us now?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Deja vu.
A terrible sense of... He doesn't remember what happened.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Hello, cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Made for the job. I guess we didn't even see her knife. I would have liked to see if it has like a different design, for instance. This whole thing is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it... Those are two very... Let's say,
Okay.
if you're back... We mostly listened. If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical
okay, that was a
scenario,
bit
then
different.
clearly you didn't slay her.
We mostly listened to you. How are we supposed to know she sprang back to life?
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Had you failed to slay...
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
Doesn't work out very well.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you. We were so close. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
And you have to jump on us twice.
Just be quick about it.
Anything new from the cheetah?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
We were just trying to be safe.
Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
All she did last time was stab me to death. How can someone like that in the world?
She just can. People look. Oh.
Of course, if anyone's special here, it's her. Last I checked, we can't get up from a knife in the chest.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I told you everything.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
That's all.
Right, now if you don't know...
See to the cabin.
A warning. She
Yep.
will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We have our own cheats on our side.
It couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused.
See to the cabin. Again, let's make a save because I don't know blade or no blade.
The
Oh.
interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
One here.
The blade is your implement.
Let's check out the mirror.
That's because there isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
As do I. I'm not like... Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually... So focus up.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub it. It was there a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
See ya, Helem. Yeah, I'll probably finish up after we exhaust this part. Even if we find a part 3, I'll do a save there. But, I mean, we've taken the blade a lot, but there does seem to be... Let's make our save here, actually. I think we're gonna take it again.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I'm not feeling... Because, I mean, she had a blade before. We need to be prepared for that.
Feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Into the basement? I don't like the sound of the razor.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
Thank you, Helem.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Hi.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Okay. Okay, could be worse. Interesting. With like the angle being weird here.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
The effect they're putting over her voice, I don't know what it is, but it's giving a quality I'm not... strange quality here that I don't know how to describe. Let's do some exploring. I'm not trusting this bye. If I come close to you, you're just gonna stab me, aren't you? What do you have behind your back?
What? No, I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason.
Oh, it's very tin-like, sounds metallic. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
I mean, I don't know what's behind her back.
But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
I mean, though, anime art style tropes are telling me those are like sweat drops, and she's not looking at us directly.
But I'm nervous.
No, you're the hero.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen.
Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
I like how he has like different answers, like not just dimension hopping, time travel. He also calls it reincarnation. But that's exactly what happened, so you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
When there's no more explore options.
We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance.
Yeah, our angle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, then we'll continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
One of the key. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
Yeah, there's distortion there. I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Are you enjoying this, narrator? Prove it then. Prove you don't have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
You have like a waistband. The back of your dress is probably open. There's plenty of places to put the knife.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
Ah.
And empty sleeves, too. Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Turn around. What if you're just hiding it somewhere secret?
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret.
Or maybe there's like a trap door it's gonna open.
Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
There.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious.
Okie.
Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
2 arms, in fact. Bygones be bygones. I do want to approach, but let's keep exploring. Can we just talk things through?
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me out.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Look, I know that you're mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach. Okay, I'm bored now.
Okay.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's...
Ooh.
Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
But any options?
Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense.
Still have a cursor.
She's much better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
And the cursor's your left. I was just thinking that. Their left hand.
I'm going to kill you now.
Okay. Oh.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Arms race. We can do a little bit more.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in the goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I underestimated you, cheated. Very much underestimated you. Do we have anybody else?
I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
Interesting.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
I hunted.
What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
We have more?
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right, that's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it.
Okay.
Okay, sure. You take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I was actually thinking of not taking it there.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
And what if we never do?
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You can't clip through walls, cheated.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Approach the mirror?
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Very important what Hunted said. Let me see that again then. Feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. Must be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Want to be in charge? Cheated. Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
I need to borrow that. Oh.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising. It was never there. Just an illusion. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Okay, arms race.
You step forward,
Whoa.
but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Ow!
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi! The arms race, I was expecting maybe multiple arms.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Hi!
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
A way to win once. Any bright ideas on cheating?
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Oh. Or I guess I mean. More ideas. Can we like? You teleported us once. Can you teleport us back? Okay. Feel to her authority. Flirting with her. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're gonna fight her. We're gonna have to have a stiff upper lip about it. Can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. All these ideas suck. Think of something better. This is very disco. This word democracy. I would vote for flirt. I do like giving the people a voice. We have 2 votes for flirt. Fortunately, we don't have mittens here. Maybe we can draw him out of our subconscious. He'll come up with a really good line. Pickup line.
Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far. Please don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her.
Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
I'd rather not.
It's not like she wants us anyway.
I'm fine with it. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. See where it goes. Give her the look. It's gotta be. We gotta use the look.
The look. The look. We've all used it.
Yeah, do you not know about the look?
The look.
Even I know about the look.
Even Broken knows about the look.
You flash the princess the look.
And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wide grin. Unbelievable.
This game is the best.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you, blades flashing. She skewers you. Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit? What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
We brought him out. Enter. If we just try hard enough, Smitten can draw Smitten out anywhere.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
Still the knife.
Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Just gotta stack the buffs.
As long as we keep moving.
We'll win her heart eventually.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
I can see where this might lead, though.
Come on, show me something new.
Hey, we're panicking. Who do we want? I don't know who'd be fun here. Where's Contrary in all these? Don't let ourselves feel it. I don't know who. Probably Stubborn is the let's beat her to it. What happens if we panic? It doesn't work. It kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness sleeps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Just panic. Flee.
There we go.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder.
She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Then you skewer yourself.
It's an option.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. She's going to kill this body either way, so stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Hey, we got in a parry.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, let's go again. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that.
I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. See? We're getting better.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one.
It was a good run. Good run.
None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time.
Yeah, we can work with this.
You're right. One last time. That's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Mutually assured destruction.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
Okay, I think we have to keep going.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Ho-ho! What if? Throw it out the window.
An option.
Over my dead body.
Oh, we might not be able to. With all the infighting, we might not get very far.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? Sure, I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
So fun how they all have different dynamics with the narrator as well.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know.
If it's not clear it's progressing automatically here. They're actually cutting him off.
Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Oh, I want to keep the narrator.
Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
It's not fun without him.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Maybe?
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Uh-oh.
You gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing.
We all want. I'm sure even chat wants this.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
It's an awesome design.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
Oh my gosh.
That looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up.
She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
No, Broken, we need you.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
No.
Narrator,
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Emptied the mind. Him too. Oh.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Water and steel, master yourself and vanquish a sharp foe. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You around, hero? You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. Time for you to leave. Memory returns. Approach the mirror. You do so. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've withered. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
What do you have to say about vessels? What do you think of this vessel?
This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
I'm gonna make a save here, and then I want to check out memories. So what? Because we're gonna finish up just around in just a minute. This is one of the last routes finished in the base game. The cheated getting annoyed and skipping into the cabin was probably the writer venting his own frustration about writing the board so much. No, it was a great moment. The vibe I'm getting is these are the like part 2s and these are sort of the part 3s and beyond possibly. Because we haven't like finished this part, we don't have. Can't tell which of you is correct, yeah. Which kill your roar streams. New world for happy. Okay. The razor. To look too close is to redraw the lines. Yeah, we haven't looked at these. We also have the adversary. The song we write in blood. The fury. An angel felled is a demon scorned. So that's the vibe. Interesting. I wonder. So what are these? Fall to a feral captive. Feral captive. Free an abrasive okay, free a prisoner. Stranger is only chapter 2 with only any part 3s. Okay, that's good to know for repetition. I was wondering where that also could go. With the exception of the stranger and the razor, each chapter 2 princess has a writ of their own, and they share with a second. Oh, that's interesting. I was sort of seeing that in chat. But no, that is interesting because it does mean we'll get we can get repetition. Because when we started getting all the voices, I was like, could this lead to the moment of clarity again? Oh, moment of clarity is unique to the nightmare. Never mind. I mean, it does look like it follows with the mask. Oh, that's really interesting. So then you can get a different voice for different part 3s if you go about it a different way. That's good to know because we can like get the adversary to take from somewhere else. Let's see. So we have the Spectre. So I wrote down, well, I won't say what I was figuring out, but that gives me more to think on. So I wasn't even, yeah, I have to think. I have one more, I have an idea for one of them. Maybe, not sure where it will take us though, we'll see. And then I have an idea for another, like, a different part 3. I don't know for the part 2s. We'll find out. There's more exploring to be done. That's part of the fun part. I like that I'm still seeing so much new stuff. Pretty wild amount of variation. That's what I was saying before, like, at the end, when I go digging into, like, the more the making of, I want to see, like, what the code looks like. Cause yeah, if each line also has to take into account which voices you have with you. That's wild. Okay, I need to, as I said, I think in a previous stream, it is a little, I might not be able to stream as much, but when I said it also means I might have to move stuff last minute. I'll probably make a community post about that, because that is sort of the hiccup we had earlier. But I would like to do another stream. I do want to do another one of another Slay the Princess. At least we have to do this route next Tuesday perhaps, and then tomorrow I'm planning, unless it turns out there's not much of a stream, I want to do like a watch, not a live reaction, but after it comes out, post reaction to the Project Moon 8th anniversary stream. That's the plan for tomorrow. But yeah, definitely plenty more Slay the Princess to go. I'm very interested in also doing another playthrough on top of this. Yeah, I have no idea what the stream's gonna be about. That's why I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, just because I don't know. But then I made a poll and people seem to want it, so at least. So I am listening to the will of the voices. But yes, thank you everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and all your really interesting and insightful comments. Like I said last time, I love seeing the reactions out of the corner of my eye. I like hearing people's thoughts on everything. I'm really loving this game. I am glad I'm super. It was always on the docket to play, for instance. But again, I feel super thankful for such a lovely chat. But yes, and I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you again sometime soon. All right, bye bye.